um, political. It's a lot of different ways that I can say about it. And yeah, broken ain't one because everybody understands what the goal is. Everybody understands how we plan on going about it. But just because we know, don't mean we always do it the way that it's supposed to be done.
Okay. Okay. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Master Pressure, do you think that we talked a little bit about the numbers, and there is a large population of undocumented immigrants here in the United States. Do you think that we should create um, an easier or a more realistic path to citizenship for those individuals?
I feel like the way of people getting over here is pretty crazy. But um like basically some people you can marry a person you don't even know and you're automatically a citizen. But if you apply for it, and if you apply for it a different way, it's so much that you have to go through to get that. And it's just crazy the way that it works. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah.
But let's talk about the people who are already here. So we're talking about those folks who have already come to the United States in hopes of a better life and a better opportunity,
Mhm.
but they just didn't go through the correct channels, if you will. Um, do you feel that as the U.S. government should provide a channel that is obtainable and accessible and realistic for those individuals to ultimately be here legally?
Yes. Is it yes they should, but they should do it in their country before coming over here. I know that might not be that might be an unpopular opinion,
That's
but I
okay.
feel like if you gonna come over here, you should at least know about the country. You know what I'm saying? Like you should like at bare minimum you should speak English fluent because that's the language of the country. Not if you just coming to visit. We're not talking about coming to visit. We talking about coming to live. Right? So you should at least know the English language. Like that's so I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. Star Barbie, I'm going to throw it over to you. You're welcome to counterpoint first, or if you'd like to express your opinion first, whatever works for you.
So I believe if the government wants the people to be citizens, they shouldn't have to make them jump through all these hoops. If you want them to be on our team, they should definitely provide services that make it easier. Not everybody who's even a citizen wants to be a citizen. So there are other paths. You can be a sovereign citizen and you won't have to be a part of this corporation that is the US government. So if they get here and they want to be a citizen, it should definitely be like that easy. I promise you. The benefits are not all that great, anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things you can do, there's things you can't do. You'll find out when you get your first parking ticket. And you're like, a camera caught me. I didn't even do that. You know. So, and as far as getting here or being here, if you made it here, kudos to you from wherever you came from. So now help us make it better, whatever that means. If the government decides that that means being a citizen and that's going to help you get to that, then definitely take that path. But I mean, our citizens are getting beat up and locked up like the rest of them because they look like the rest of them. So I mean, it's not all that is cracked up to be anyways.
Um, I have a follow-up question for you. So if we are making it easier and creating, a vehicle for illegal or undocumented, I'm going to say not illegal, undocumented immigrants to become legal citizens, who do you think should pay for that? Are you okay with paying for that?
I don't even think money is real, mommy. I think everybody can be serviced. And when they are serviced, they won't even have enough to get out of the hole. Like I said, you finally become a citizen, you get on welfare, You get NYCHA housing, affordable housing, and you're stuck in just a different cycle. It's not like it's the key to wealth. It's not like citizenship is even the key to wealth. So as far as who should pay for that, we could all pay for it. Nobody could pay for it. It doesn't really matter what pocket it comes out of. It's gonna fall on the poor anyways. So, do we even have the money for it? Yeah, no. Let's print some more. Inflation, like this, we have enough to take care of all of these people and some more. Want to pretend like we don't? Okay.
I think baseball players should pay for it.
Well, this is your time to counterpoint.
Okay.
If you wish, go ahead, go for it.
So earlier, I like how you said for people to come over here to make it better. But okay, say we make it easier for people to get over here. How do you determine who's gonna make it better and who's actually here to like mess something up? See what I'm saying? Like, I understand they got to do a whole lot to come over here, but at the same time, I ain't gonna say all of it is necessary, but a lot of it is necessary. And they do, like I said, they do have some unnecessary things in there, and they also have some things that they didn't that you should really do that's not in there. So I don't know. And yeah, like I said, the MLB should pay for the MLB should pay for it. They make too much money to stand by bases all day. I ain't gonna lie.
So for anybody who travels anywhere in the world with with bad intention to hurt each other, God has a plan for you. I'm not worried about that person. God's gonna take care of that person. The majority of the people that we're dealing with who want to come here, it's not that person. They're trying to make a better life for themselves. That's why they move from situation to situation. It's even sadder when they find themselves in a worse situation. That's going to be the next Jordan Peele movie. You escape from one place and now you're in a worse place.
Harold and Kumar.
So, but as far as like intention goes, there's good and bad people everywhere. We are going to use discernment against the one that's right next to us, and we're going to protect ourselves, and we're going to teach each other our immediate people to protect each other. But no, the human that's coming here is not the opposition, it's the demon inside of them.
So let me talk about something a little bit more controversial. We've seen on the news, we've heard stories, we've seen it with our own eyes, a lot of interactions that have occurred across the country with ICE agents, illegally and legally, if you will, apprehending people, scaring communities, illegally apprehending people, illegally apprehending US citizens. There have been a lot of different situations. So when it comes to enforcement of the US immigration policy, it's a very difficult task to do well and to do legally. Do you think that ICE should be abolished? And if so, who should be doing that work? Who should be enforcing on the ground US immigration policy? Master Pressure, I'll start with you.
Absolutely. Get them out of here, bro. Like they treating this country like what was it, Germany? Like it is terrible, bro. Like they treating them like they Nazis, and that's ridiculous. So yeah, we should definitely get them out of there. And they aren't even trained to do, like I've done some research on them. They do like, I want to say around maybe 2 months of training, not even that. Maybe I don't really remember the exact number, but they don't train for that long like they regular people, and they are the worst. And who should replace them? They should, the military. Honestly, make a special branch of the for the military and put them out there.
Okay, so you think the military would do a better job than what the current ICE agents are doing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Stud Barbie.
Well, I forgot to lead with it's broken because we shouldn't even have legislation against it. We should be able to be good. Humans should be able to travel the world freely. So I would say, yeah, abolish ICE. And if they can do something different, if they want to work with immigrants so bad, they can help them get their citizenship. We're already working with these people. So go ahead and work with them. Help them become citizens. You're mad that they're not citizens. Help them become.
Make it no.
In the Bronx, whatever extra time you have left, you can come definitely do the potholes. But either way, like there's something better to do. If you're so mad about it, you could really just help expedite the whole entire experience. You could help expedite it because it's setting us back.
As a follow-up question, do you think something like the Division of Health and Social Services would be better suited to enforce or monitor or assist the U.S. immigration policy?
Yeah, they could help with that. There's a lot of different people that can help out with that. There's a lot of different psychology around it, interpreters. There's a whole team that can be on it. There's people that rather do other things. Like the same guy who wants to be an ICE agent doesn't want to sit behind a desk all day. He or she might like going on patrol. So you might not be able to convert that same person, but you can train them. Not that they're investing that much in any type of training anyways.
Yeah, you got a point with that one.
Better plug my phone in. Master, did you have anything you wanted to follow up with?
Only to the fact that she's kind of pointing at anybody should be able to get citizenship. I don't like I said, I don't know about that because people have different intentions. So what if they made it easier for everybody to get over here? But we got, you know, let's begin this time. So what if we got problems with another country and then they sending like they training people to pass this easy test that we just made for them to get over here. Now they got all them over here and we don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different intentions for people coming over. Like I do understand that some coming over here because I know a lot of people from Mexico and Venezuela, and their reason for coming over here, I understand. I'm not gonna get into why they come over here, but their reason for coming over here, I understand. But like I said, there's also like ill intention, like people sending people over here to do dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I don't think it should be like I said. I don't think it should be easy. I do think it should be a process. I do think at at least you should go. You should learn about the country before being admitted. Like you should have to pass a test about the country before you can come in.
But let me ask you a follow-up question because I'm very familiar, let's say, for example, with the 100-question citizenship test that individuals need to take when they're going for their citizenship. And I was born in New Jersey, and I can honestly say of that 100 questions, maybe I could without studying, let's say, I could successfully maybe answer less than half of them. Do you think as an American citizen, and I'll ask you both this, do you think that you could pass a 100-question citizenship test that covers everything from the Pilgrims to the Constitution to who's the president today and everything in between?
I would hope so. I would hope so. I paid attention in school, but I definitely forgot some things. And but I would really hope so. I would hope that I could teach another person, you know, but if I don't, I've never been mad about not passing a test. You said it's 100 questions, you could ask a million questions.
Right.
And depending on what the questions are, I pass this, depending on the way you ask it, depending my reading ability, you know, how even nervous I am, you know, so I'm not even, the test is silly to me. The whole entire idea is silly to me. You want them to become a citizen so you can control them, so you have rights over them, so you have jurisdiction, you should expedite that. From a bureaucratic point of view, you want to tax them sooner, give them a social.
Where I was going with that question though, and Master Pressure, I'll come back to you as well, is that does it make us any less fit, should I say, to be a US citizen if I couldn't, or does it make me any less fit to be a US citizen if I wasn't able to get 100% on that test? Just food for thought.
No, it's a reminder of how we've been indoctrinated, and how the system has failed us. It just makes the test look silly.
Master Pressure, what do you think?
I would, I might get 20, and 20 questions right out of that test, because like the way, like what I learned in school is so wrong from what, what actually happened. And the history of this country is so, what's the word I'm looking for? Inconsistent. We will say that. The history of this place is so inconsistent. Like everything about this country is inconsistent. So absolutely, I would probably feel, even the stuff that they taught me in school, they probably didn't change it by now and teaching it to somebody else. I've seen it happen with math. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I would not pass that test. And yeah, I get what you're saying though. Does it make you any less? I don't.
So, just food for thought. Like I said, it is something like that. And again, that's a test that is currently being used as part of the citizenship process. It's 100 questions. I work in education, so I help adults kind of learn this stuff. And, you'd be surprised, even American-born adults are not able to answer the majority of those questions without studying. Yes, we know who the president is, the vice president is. You might know who your state senators are, that type of thing. You might remember 1776 or, things that are popular, I guess you could say in a sense. But a lot of that type of information, everyday US citizens don't know. So Barbie, you talked a little bit about this already, in terms of, it sounds to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're thinking more from a compassionate standpoint, that there has to be compassion that's involved with folks who are here undocumented, or for folks who are coming here, for the opportunities that, may not be as grand as some is making them seem. But do you think there is a way, though, to balance compassion and the enforcement of immigration legislation here in the United States? Or do you think that's impossible?
The fact that we have to enforce it is the lack of empathy in itself. That you can't understand that somebody would leave an entire terrain to feel safe. So to balance that would be to treat these people like homeless people, which is another job ICE could do. It's homeless outreach is what it is. That's what that is. Put them up in the house, like the rest of us should, but they're treating them like the rest of us. We ain't getting no housing that's affordable. So we not even treating our own citizens great. And we have this other thing on our plate. But yeah, as far as the balance goes, I don't see it. But you could try by taking the exact force and making it absolutely something else. Why is it even that's enforced for what? For what? We have better things to do. For me, like two things are happening. Like I said, like bureaucratically, it would make sense to just take everybody and turn them into Modern slaves, get to work. Go work for $7.25 an hour. Go work for your 2 hash browns an hour. How does that not make sense? But at the same time, take some of these people and lower the entire Earth's consciousness by making them real slaves and putting them in detention centers, concentration camps, internment camps, whatever you want to call it. Just put them there, make them miserable. Like, it's not adding up.
Master Pressure, same question to you. Do you think it's possible to balance, for lack of a better term, the enforcement and compassion when trying to enforce U.S. immigration laws? Or do you think that there needs to be a balance?
I don't even know how to answer that one because, okay, so okay, so like in this situation, you can't just think about the immigrants. You got to think about the people who are already here. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that's, like you said, legally here.
Are you talking about
gotta
US
also-
born Americans or,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah. So you got to think about that. You got to take that into perspective as well, because if you're gonna be compassionate for one, you got to do it for both. But like, as far as balancing them, I don't think there will ever be a balance. I think that possibly could, but that'll happen the day a woman gets in the White House. Can't believe I just said that.
well, that'll be
But,
another show.
can't believe I said that out loud. But that's literally what it is, and that's
Well,
literally what it's gonna take.
and for clarification, I don't mean to cut you off. What does that mean? What does that mean when you say
Oof.
when there's a woman in the White House? Why do you think that would change how immigration policy is carried out?
I mean, so because have you like, okay, so have you paid attention to the way the president has been enforcing the immigration laws now?
Every day.
Like it's that. And some of us, and it's nothing we can do about it. But I feel like getting a woman in the White House, I feel like a whole lot can go wrong, but at the same time, a whole lot can go right. And that's where you're gonna get the, oh, we should change, you should make it easier. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where we're gonna get that from. And then that's when we'll start having those conversations. But as men, we think about it different. So yeah.
Okay. And like I said, I'm not here to sway you, and we are all having an adult conversation. So, we don't have to agree. So don't take my follow-up questions as being like,
I took it as a compliment. He said balance will be restored when a woman is in leadership. And his reasoning is right. Men and women think differently. And it's because of what you said. It's the empathy. We just have it in us to take care of everything, to make sure everybody's good. Everybody's our children. It don't matter if you pushed us out of it. You have that mom instinct inside of you. And that just makes everything better.
okay.
Oh
Let's
no,
move
oh no.
on.
Oh no. Never mind. I ain't even gonna say that. I also feel like, see me, I do have a bunch of unpopular opinions because I also feel like we'll get bullied if a woman was in the White House, but that's not this conversation.
Right. That's a whole nother show in and of itself. Stay tuned, everybody. Let's talk a little bit about Mexico. As I mentioned in the opening, the largest amount of immigrants that we do have here in the United States is from Mexico. And it's no secret that our current administration has targeted individuals from Mexico during this presidential time, as well as his previous time president. And there was a lot of talk about building the wall, and just a lot. Do you, and Stud Barbie, I'll start with you. Do you think that building a physical border is effective to quote unquote keep people from Mexico from immigrating here illegally.
Is it effective? Maybe. And I say maybe because I don't know how many more people can pass if it's easier to pass. I know if something's a little bit harder, it could definitely slow it down. Is it effective? I can't say so. People are still coming, right? It didn't stop us. If the goal was to slow people down, sure, it's effective. But I heard companies are buying up land where this wall is supposed to be built and leaving holes. So they figure that out. And I just got a video today, right before I joined the show, of people climbing up the under barbed wire that's supposed to be the border. Just put cardboard under the wire.
I saw that too. It was a woman with a young child, and did you see that video?
Yeah. I don't know if that's even the most popular form of coming to America. Maybe the most popular form of coming is just saying you're on holiday and staying. And ain't no wall gonna beat JetBlue. Maybe you're just slowing down people who can't pay that jet tax. It doesn't seem effective to me.
Master Pressure?
Okay, I can't cuss. Absolutely not. It's not effective at all. For one, do y'all remember him talking about like building the wall and who he said was gonna build the wall?
Yes.
The people you keeping out are the people you saying gonna build a wall. That is absolutely crazy to me, bro. Like, explain that to me. Like, okay, so say I'm running around your house and I'm gonna break in your house, but you get me to install your door locks and everything else and make you keys and all that. That's basically what he's saying he gonna do. Like that, absolutely no, not effective at all, bro. Like, yeah, yeah. I don't see it. Like she said, if you wanted to slow somebody down, make them come up with a more creative way of getting over here, maybe. But no, it's not gonna stop nothing.
Let's talk about sanctuary cities. Again, with this current administration and with his previous presidential run, and I refer to them because they're the most recent in history that where the controversy was around sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities have existed for ages. It's just within the past few years that they've really come under attack. Do you think that sanctuary cities should exist? So Barbie, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna apologize. I should have Googled sanctuary cities. Can you tell me, like, is it a nice place to live, or is it like a ghetto?
I'm gonna say
Concentration camp.
it's everywhere in between. Typically sanctuary cities are cities where the leadership of those areas, whether it's mayors or governors, and this is just for everybody, are somewhat lax, for lack of a better term, when it comes to enforcing immigration policy. That they're probably more on the compassionate end of things, so that typically large numbers of immigrants flock to those cities because there is more sense of safety. An example in the comments was New York City, and there are several cities like that across the country. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, they've really cracked down on those cities with the current administration.
Okay,
So
for that clarification, because in my head, a sanctuary city didn't even exist yet, and it was a place where a bunch of immigrant people could go and like experience the welfare kind of experience that we would usually experience. But if you're telling me it's just a place who has like lighter laws, then yeah, everybody needs to have lighter laws to counteract this law that's already an abomination in my eyes. But to actually have a separate city for these people, absolutely not. Because I know what it's like to live in a shelter, to be near a shelter code. And these little areas throughout New York City are places that you want to circumvent. You make your Uber go around. You don't want to do that. So, but to have places, to have more places, to have the entire to have us one at a time decide for each state first, then yeah, sure. Because if each state doesn't decide, these people are going to end up in the state where they're not welcome anyways. That's not who you want as your neighbor. Okay, so let those immediate area decide, and then generations of good people will be born nearby and to change the opinions of their predecessors. But you don't want to just have that anywhere, because you're gonna end up with a neighbor who didn't really like you, and the other neighbor changed the law so you could live there. That's not what you want.
Master Pressure, how about you? What do you think?
Yeah, and the reason I say that is the only people who should be able to be in these cities are people who, like you said earlier, have been here for a while and want to get their citizenship. This is where you put them instead of sending them wherever you send them. And I know where they've been sending them. I think they slid. I know where they've been sending. But but
Can I
yeah.
interject before you continue? So these aren't cities that someone has created for that purpose. These are just cities, you know, that naturally the communities and the leadership of those cities have just embraced immigrants, whether they are here legally or not. So it wouldn't be somewhere, let's say, if I, you know, I would be sent there. So, you know, in truth, the way that the administration views it is that the leadership is really breaking the law by not enforcing the law that they've mandated. So do you think that those cities should still exist with that understanding? Or do you think that the leadership should like be held accountable and essentially break down these cities?
Um okay, so I did misunderstand. Yeah, I mean, keep them. Like, ain't really nothing you can do about it. I mean, I know they gonna try to, the same way they put ICE in, what was it, Minnesota,
Yes.
something like that. Yeah, I know they gonna try to, but yeah, keep it, bro. Cause I feel like I said, but I feel like if you've been over here for all this time, you basically a citizen. If you've been over here 5+ years, I mean, especially if you were a kid when you came up here and this is where you grew up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen some incidents where they pull kids out of schools and telling them, "Hey, you don't belong here. So we finna send you wherever." Like that's all this person. That's all they know. Like this is home to them. They ain't been nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay. So Barbie, did you want to follow up with anything?
Sure. If our current representative is actually representing us, and they believe that the law that they're presenting is what we want, like they're polling us and this is what we want, and it counteracts the federal law, then no, they're not going to be held, they should not be held accountable. They're supposed to be speaking for us as a people. So if that's actually what's happening, then that's the only way to fight the current system, since that law is already there. They have to create a new law to fight that, and that's their job, to represent us. So no, we're not gonna put, like, you know, like my mayor in jail for standing up for us. We're not going to do that. And if we have to play your game, we'll create the law that counteracts that. I mean, what would be better is to abolish the initial law, but because not everybody is in agreement on this issue in itself, it's going to have to be a state to state issue.
And Master Pressure, did you want to follow up with anything?
That would only be possible in certain states. By certain states, I mean like a lot of northern states. Southern states ain't gonna go for that because they're southern states. That's the nicest thing I can say about them. But yeah, it's only, yeah, that would no, that would divide the country, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I think with any political issue or almost any issue, geographic location does play. Culture plays into that, population, you know, lots of things, because in truth, as I mentioned early on, you know, U.S. immigration, it touches a lot of things. It's not just some cut and dry issue. And, you know, it's everything from the economy to social services to you name it. So Barbie, something that you touched on earlier was about benefits. And we hear a lot in the news, and of course, you know, this is the lesson that you can't believe everything you see online or on the news, that, you know, undocumented immigrants are receiving benefits here in the United States, as if they are receiving something like food stamps or SNAP or whatever benefits there are. And it is important to note, and this is not my opinion, this is a fact, that if you are not a legal citizen here in the United States and can not produce evidence and proof that you are a legal citizen, you are not eligible to receive any type of benefits. That's Section 8 housing, that is TANF, that is, you know, all of those. If they have children, yes, but generally speaking, they are not eligible for those benefits. So my next question to each of you directly is, should immigrants receive access to public benefits such as healthcare and education?
Listen, I'm for it. I'm for it, but that's really not my business, right? This is a business. This is the government's business. They only have so much money, right? And that's their business. What's my business to help them would be community outreach. If I want to help an immigrant, I need to go out there with some food. I need to go help them, take them to where they need to go, make sure I have to do that from like man to man. I'm not mad that my government's not doing it for them when they're handling their own business. Ain't nobody knocking at my door talking about your brother and sister is outside homeless. Go help another American citizen. So I'm not even doing it for my own brothers and sisters. I can't really expect my government to do it. In an ideal world, I would love my government to do it because it's better for all of people and all of humanity, but that's not their goal. And earlier, Master Pressure, you had mentioned everybody knows what the goal is. What's the goal of policing immigrants?
Legal or illegal?
Immigrants, what's the goal of what is the goal of telling somebody you can't live in this country, in this space with us? What is the goal?
So we're talking undocumented.
What is the goal of the
Okay,
mandate? What is the goal of the mandate saying, hey, before you get to chill with us here forever, you got to become one of us? What's the goal?
That's the goal. Like you gotta so for undocumented, the goal is to either get them documented or get them out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no great area with that. The goal is either you document it or you go.
I guess
That's not my doing.
Why? I think that's what we're looking for, is the why. So
Why?
that would be my
Why?
follow-up
You said
question.
everybody knows. So why? Tell me why. Because I don't know why we're doing this. It
I
seems like
mean
big
that
business
that
if you
ain't
want to tax somebody, but I don't know why.
according to y'all's president. They coming over here, they taking all the jobs, they they committing all the crimes, they doing all of this and that, which was also done before they got here. And if you look at the numbers, it's not being done by them. So that goes along with the inconsistency that I was talking about earlier. Like whenever she said, "Is it broken?" and I said, "It's a whole bunch of things, but broken ain't one of them." One of them was inconsistency. One of them was, yeah, that goes along with that. I don't understand it no more than you.
I mean, you stated that everybody understands it, but this is what I think it is. This is my theory. I think it's a tax on immigration because that's what every government is. That's what all of our government is made to do. Tax everything. So it's a tax on immigration. How do we get money off of people coming here? How do we get money off of the property you live on? How do we get money off your water, off your electricity, off of everything? So it's just another thing that they said is illegal and they're going to tax you on it. Because what do they lose? What do we really lose by letting them all in? Money. That's it.
Yeah.
Master Pressure, what do you, I'll give you an opportunity to counterpoint that. Would you agree or disagree that money is a major play?
That's absolute. Listen, money runs this country. So every decision this country makes is because of money. Like everything about this country is money, and it don't really matter who they step on, who they unalive, who they offend. It don't matter about none of that if it ain't going, if it ain't doing what it's supposed to do for their pocket.
Okay. Okay. Um, so definitely some different opinions here. I've seen the comments, you know, some different opinions on these questions as well. With the current administration, we still have roughly 3 years left to go. So that would mean, you know, obviously US immigration policy can, I hate those eyes, sorry, can change over these
Plus the
next few
amount.
years. But, you know, in some ways, some of it will be more of the same. What are you hoping to see, let's say, over the next few years when it comes to US immigration? Master Pressure, I'll start with you.
Can she go first? Oh no, can she go first?
Well, I want to see more empathy. I want to see more empathy in the training amongst the people. I want more people to feel welcoming to immigrants. And if you're not even trying to help our own homeless brothers and sisters, then mind your business about immigrants.
Master Pressure.
I want to see us becoming an actual. No, I ain't gonna say that. They gonna cancel me.
Listen,
They
the
gonna
show
cancel
is
me for
for
that
you
one.
to express your opinion. It doesn't matter who agrees with you or
Um,
not. You know what I mean? That's not the goal here. So speak your mind, please.
I want to see them. I will. Okay, I can't say this. I want to see them actually be consistent with anything, whether it's the laws, whether it's policing, whether it's anything. Like they haven't been consistent with nothing, and it's only getting worse. Because I feel like it's gonna be a whole world war, but that has nothing to do with immigration. Um, I just want to see them actually go through with everything that they've had in the Constitution for years. Like I just want them to be consistent with that and apply that, and then see where that goes. Because them doing what they've been doing is not that.
Okay. This is just a random kind of question or thought off the top of my head as we're sitting here. Let's talk about how this kind of connects to streaming. It's going to sound odd, but being here on Meet Me, I know that I've certainly come across a lot of people from a lot of different countries who some have been very eager and have expressed their desire to come here to the United States. And some have, you know, other opinions about it. Have either of you experienced individuals that you've come across and either have had discussions about immigrating to America or anything like that?
Actually, most of the people I interact with, especially through the randoms, are very enthusiastic about America. Once in a while, I'll get a person who who believes that their country is a better place to live, that their people are nicer, their food is better, and I'm always eager to learn about that too. But just last night, I had a kid who came to me 6 years ago at the beginning of my streaming career. He's in Morocco, and he was like, he called me by my real name, Charisma. He's like, Charisma, I still didn't make it to America. I said, what have you been doing for 6 years? He said, it's so hard. It's so hard. I said, Little Patches, I can't even imagine You know, I haven't tried to go too many places. I don't have my passport. Went to Bermuda by cruise ship, and that only required my birth certificate. But I haven't really tried to go places, and I can't imagine being told no. It's my it's my American right to go anywhere and come back. You know, so to think that you can't come here and what you gonna do? Like he just wanted to come and chill. You know, to think that you couldn't come here for the last 6 years, you couldn't figure it out. It was that hard, like that. It was like, dang, Patches, I'm sorry, buddy. Let's just chill.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said, it's given some opportunity, I think, to interact with obviously people from all around the world, and sometimes that perspective or those conversations can kind of be interesting. Master Pressure, how about you?
I've actually encountered a few people that want to come here, and then I've encountered people who have been here and don't want to come back because they came through Mississippi. Um, it's just I don't know. Like I'm I tell them to make sure they know what they're getting into before they come over here. Especially with the way that immigration is going. Just make sure you hear, you know what I'm saying? Like make sure you know what's going on. Because you don't even have to be illegal to get um shot by the the quote unquote what do we call
Law enforcement or ICE agents? I'm not sure what we're talking
them?
about here.
Yes, those agents. Yeah, you don't. It's just crazy. So I tell them, hey, you don't, you know, I wouldn't come over here if I didn't live over here. But you know, that's just
Okay. Okay. Before I close up the discussion, would either of you like to share anything else, and then also give you an opportunity just to let folks know where they can find you once again, or anything that you have going on? That would be great.
Shoot. Like I said, I'm still Barbie Live. Hopefully soon to be your favorite playmate. If you like to play games, you got a game going on in your stream, please invite me. That brings the life out of me. I got a new game that I'm playing in my stream. It's called Fork, Milk, Kidnap. It's the most extreme version of F Marry, Kill, and Alive. Yeah, come play. It's really crazy. Besides that, guys, take care of each other. If things are going on in your neighborhood, you know, it's so easy to mind your business. But if you got time, I'm not necessarily saying be a hero, but like don't let your brother or sister get scooped up by somebody in a van. You know, these things are happening. Stay aware. Walk around with your phones. Just be aware of what's going on and treat everybody. Be kind to everybody, for real. Hey, he said, for real.
I just want to point out ain't none of that going on in Alabama because we all got guns. But but yeah, I really enjoyed talking to y'all. I ain't gonna lie, getting different perspectives of conversation that I have with only fellas when I go to the barber shop or when I go to the shop, to the garage or something. So hearing different perspectives is, yeah, that's pretty dope. And like I said earlier on Master Pressure, you can catch me. Wait, what does it say in my bio? I stream from 6 to 11 each. Let me tell y'all something. That means that means I stream in the evening. That's all that means. If it's PM, you might catch me. If it's AM, you probably won't. That's all that means. I'm dead. I knew he was gonna say so. But yeah. Catch me streaming if you want to know anything I'm doing. I post everything on IG. And that's it.
All right, great. Well, listen, I want to thank both of you for being guests on tonight's show. I think, you know, this is an important conversation to have and to continue to have. And I just want to thank you both. So thank you. For everybody in the audience, thank you for being here this evening. I appreciate your support and your interaction in the comments. And I would invite everybody to come back next week, next Wednesday, which is the 18th at 8:30. That show's topic is misogyny and violence in music. Does it influence listeners? So another kind of hot topic. So again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Top Badge Stud Barbie Live. Thank you, Master Pressure. And everybody have a great night. Thank you. All right. And end scene. Thank you everybody so much for being here.